I think if you've never been to a developing country, even to visit, then you really don't know what to expect. So to have any expectations is quite difficult. And where you want something to work quickly, and you think that it should be able to work quickly, actually there's a lot more to it than just opening the door and inviting people in for treatment or delivery or whatever.
The idea in about a year's time, once we've got the building set up and running, hopefully we'll have X number of mothers giving birth. They won't be getting referred on to Fort Portal Regional Referral Hospital, which will relieve the pressure on the doctors and the staff there and essentially result in less mortalities for the mothers as well.
So hopefully this one will be turned into, sort of after the women have delivered, they'll change it into maybe put like hopefully 6 beds in, and then they can just stay for like an hour or 2 hours or something just while they're monitored, and then they can go home. So instead of them having, if we couldn't have had this room, a lot of other places they say just like sit them outside and then they just have to go home straight away. So this should be a really good setup.
For me, the biggest change here is the pace of life, really, you know, that we work to the clock so much. And here it is just, very often there isn't a clock. I think some people find it extremely difficult, and it depends how long you're here. And if you think you're going to make an impact and you're here a short while, I think it's quite stressful, because you need to be here some time to see what's going on and why people do things and what the resources are, in my opinion, to be able to take any action or work with the people to change anything.
It's something that you have to give yourself. It's about sharing with people. It's about giving up things in life. Like I miss my family back in my home country. Cultural clashes, I would say, as well. You find many things which is different from your culture here.
We're just taking measurements so that Michelle here can start out the building work.
And what they're going to build?
Well, we were hoping that this could be some accommodation for the midwives, but we'll see how things work out.
The thing that I've developed more than anything is patience. I think you have to be tolerant, you have to learn to be tolerant, but I think people here are very resourceful, sometimes inappropriately resourceful with the items they use for certain things, but they have to recycle, they have to reuse.
You can't open this, nice. It's open.
It's not working. It's not working.
Why is it not working? Was it
the
these?
material that it's a material, no material breaks.
Is it the mercury or is it this?
Yeah, the problem.
I can get these
No,
cups.
that you see here, the thing could be leaking also.
Yeah, but I can replace this for you.
So other people coming out and perhaps setting up some project or something. In the UK, they would walk into the situation where everything is actually laid on and organised and thought about. The rationale for it being there is there, how it's going to be disposed of is there, and that isn't here, and you have to think everything through.
So if we can draw up a list of what would be the ideal outcome, and then the main priorities and key things for us to make sure we do before we leave.
So is it?
Have it up though. Can we take a tray of paint?
Yeah, take a tray of paint.
And leave the thing in here.
I just think it's really hard that we're trying to because you don't want to seem like you're taking over or anything either, because they're so much more qualified than we are, and we're here to learn as well. And I think it's really hard to get that balance.
It's very satisfying to see something change and get done.
Because
because I'm much earlier on in my training than used to, I probably wouldn't recommend it to someone at the level I'm at, because it's already a big enough issue for them, the idea that people imagine that they're fully trained and can be left, and actually they can't. So especially if you're a mature student and you look older, people may assume that you're competent to do things you're not really able to do. So I'd say probably best left to an elective. But then it depends, if you've got a really clear idea what you're going to achieve, then fair enough, come over and work on that. I think we had a clear idea, set up the clinic, and to be honest, even though these guys are at high level training, we're doing the same stuff all week. So for phase 1.
That's what she thinks.
So you came to the box. Can I have you sit up? Yeah, right there. You okay?
There we go. I think communication can be a little bit tricky, because you have to let them know that the cuff will get tight, because it can be quite uncomfortable, really. So, but overall, yeah, it's good. Makes you feel like you're doing something.
Certainly some people come to build their CV and it's about them and not about giving, but others obviously genuinely come to share information, knowledge, skills and see what they can gain, I think, from this environment, but make a difference is what lots of people say.